Sending them home and sending them back to school with what? The same knife? Who's gonna stab next? The guy who takes his lunch tray? What are you guys talking about, man? He's just gonna let a guy back on the streets he just got off from stabbing this white kid who wanted to take the tent. What's next? He knows, oh damn, I can stab if they do anything to me. Of course, there's this teen track star here who was at a track meet, went to a tent, okay, got into an argument with another young white kid there. Eventually pulled a knife out his bag, stabbed him, left. Police found him. Yeah, I did it, and told him that it was out of self-defense. Okay, and my thing about this is I got a couple of things on this, but a lot of people, it's the perfect thing that me and Pink and I talks about a lot. You just have all the ingredients for this to go viral. You got the white and black thing. They're both essentially kids. Okay, so there's going to be a racial divide on this no matter what. Okay, so a lot of people. I was on just Will Lee's post because he posted about it, and I just wanted to see what are people's temperament on it, and of course it was just divided. You got the black people on there saying, oh, they just couldn't wait to hang a black man and this and that, and and one guy was up under the latest comment is like, oh, you must be a steep Trump supporter because you like that they gave this boy whatever, that they're gonna hang this boy out to dry and this and that, and my thing is this everything. I just hate that everything turns into that. Like I just want it to be reserved for when it really matters. Oh yeah. Because this kid here, with everything I read, with everything I listened to, he's just completely out of pocket.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because the other kid didn't have any weapons on him. Am I wrong?
My understanding is this guy is occupying a space.
Yeah.
The white guy comes over and tells him to move.
Yes, and they get.
He tells him, "I got a knife," and the guy continues to get at him. This is a fuck around and find out moment.
No.
For me, it is. You could be different. I 100%. Like here's the thing. I've lived for many years, and I haven't been killed yet, and it might happen. But I do a lot of things to prevent myself from getting killed. The way I interact with people, the decisions I make and how I approach people, like that all matters. And if you want to just walk up on somebody for no rightful reason and kind of try to like bully them or whatever, and just assume that they're unarmed and assumed that they're not going to do anything to you, like that's not a safe way to live. That's not how I choose to live.
That's in the real, but
that's real shit.
It is. Don't get me wrong, but these are kids.
Kids. They're not kids.
What are they?
They're high school people.
They're kids, but we got to understand that
kids are 10 years old, 11 years old. These are high school people.
Young adults.
These guys got fucking issues. They've got tons of testosterone going. They are what they are.
We got to start back raising our kids not to be afraid to take an ass whooping. Because he's going to be gone for a considerable amount of time. He got blessed and didn't get the chair. That's the news today. But you gotta not be afraid to take a ass whooping. A kid walks up. He's not a grown ass man. A kid walks up to you, wants to bully you, wants to take anything. That happens in kids' lives. Okay, from day to day, middle school, high school. You can either walk away, let the man take your spot, or put up your dukes and take a ass whooping. What's so wrong with that? Why do you have to go pull a gun, pull a knife, all of that fucking foolishness? You know this man didn't have anything on him. You know he didn't have any weapons on him. Why did you have to pull a weapon without seeing a weapon? That's the same thing that we get mad about with police automatically pulling weapons out or pulling stuff out, batons and knives and stuff out when they know we don't have anything.
Wait.
Now,
the difference is the police pull guns on people, and we're not even engaging in physical activity.
They wasn't engaged in physical activity. All they was doing was talking.
But if you're approaching,
if you approach me and you're telling me to get out of some place that I'm occupied,
at some point,
that's different.
I feel like you can swing at me. You can pop off at me. How bad do you want this spot? Because why do you want this spot this bad anyway?
Bro, this happens all the time. People are in the wrong movie seats. People are in the wrong, and I understand people can be nasty about it and all of that, but that happens like every single day.
It doesn't make it right, and sometimes you fuck around and find out.
And now you're going to be in prison.
Yeah.
That's not even that's
But
you're silly.
You're
silly.
you're equating like different things.
I'm not. You're going to prison.
Because
you pulled the knife out your bag when you could have fought and just took an ass whipping because apparently you can't fight. That.
There's an argument that he should not go to prison at all.
Yeah.
This is self-defense.
Self-defense. Yeah, that's what they're saying.
By the law.
No, bullshit.
By the law, yeah.
No, bullshit, because by the law it is.
How?
Because you are approaching me and you're threatening me. I have the right under the law to stand my ground and exercise force. I don't know what the fuck you have or don't have. I don't know if your twin brother whose arms you just died in is also going to jump in if this gets physical. I don't know any of that. I know you're in my face causing a problem. That's what I know. And then you talk about self-defense and you talk about race and the criminal justice system. That Kyle Rittenhouse motherfucker didn't do anything. He killed 2 unarmed people who were doing shit to him.
Yeah. What I want to do is separate this from all that.
You can't.
Because
We're in America.
Not the same.
We're in America.
It's not the same, man.
No, because race has to have something to do with it.
I'm not saying race. I'm saying those situations where there was wrongdoing surrounding race and surrounding whatever. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying is all this was a kid being bullied that did not want to take an ass whooping.
But how you know how many times he's been bullied?
And again, this taking an ass whooping thing, I don't ascribe to that at all. Like, I'm not taking an ass whooping. Like, that's not. If I can retreat and get out of a dangerous situation, that's what I do.
I said that too.
But if
I said just leave.
And I get that, and I don't disagree with you with that. But if it's coming to fighting, you fight to win, and winning is killing.
He didn't have to fight. If he's not a fighter, because what he's telling me is he's not a fighter. If the first sign of an argument is that you pull a knife out and you stab a guy to death, that's telling me you're not a fighter, and that's fine.
That is fine.
Everybody doesn't have to be a fighter.
Yeah.
Just motherfucking leave. Go get an adult. All you have to do is say, all right, man. Oh, you got it. All right, man. Yeah. Go get an adult. Hey, yeah. This is my spot. Why do you have to engage? Why? If you know you're not a fighter, you rather kill somebody. You rather take somebody out off this planet. That's wrong to me. That's not right. And I think it's soft, and I think it's just not the way to be, man. That's just crazy to me. If that's how it went down, I'm privy to the information that I read and was told. And if it wasn't any more wrinkles, if it wasn't a fucking, 380 sticking out of this white guy's, pants or whatever, all right, then
the other guy could have walked away too. The other guy could have walked away too, and he didn't.
Yeah, I understand he played a part,
a big part.
But let's throw him in jail for 30 days or something. Not kill him.
I'll keep his coffin in jail for 30 days.
Damn, kill him.
I'm not saying that it's right, but by law.
And then what if he really thought that spot was his? He's not here to let us know. Like, what if he really thought? You know how many times you are at events and stuff, and you really think like this spot is yours. But see,
the devil is in the details, and I think you're ignoring a lot of the details. I don't think this guy peacefully comes over and goes, "Hey man, you're in my spot."
No, I'm sure he's a shitty person. I'm sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I'm not just saying it in jest. I'm sure.
Yeah, and that's why I have no problem with this. I have no problem. I have zero problems. Man. And I'm going to go one further.
You have no problem with this, but you can't watch Dahmer? What's the fucking difference? He's got there with the knife in the show, and he's doing this. They're the same guy.
I'm not saying I want to watch it. I'm not saying I want to watch it. I'm not saying I want to be at this track meet and watch this happen.
Damn, so dumb.
But I'm just simply saying, I'm sure this guy comes over as an asshole. I'm sure he is an asshole.
Yes.
And I don't have
Probably was raised by assholes.
Yeah. I don't have a problem with him. He had every bit of opportunity as the other guy to walk away, and he didn't. And sometimes you got to live with those decisions, and I'm okay with that. And I'm not saying under the circumstances.
You learned that at a young age, man.
Hey,
it's a lesson. Goddamn.
It's his last lesson.
Shit, man.
The last one.
You graduated from stupid school.
I seen.
Damn, that's tough.
Here's your cap and gown.
Yo, so
life is tough though.
Go ahead, you got something.
But wait, I want to say something else.
Yeah,
though. Like again, the publicity of taking the death penalty off. This is a self-defense situation. And there's a scenario in a self-defense situation where maybe you could conclude that the force or whatever was excessive. This is not and should never be a long-term prison sentence. Maybe under the circumstances, say, hey, you probably didn't have to go that far. I'm not comfortable with that being legal. When weighing the full context of what was said and what was done. And then so maybe we give this guy a couple years probation, whatever. You know, but again, that's where the black and white thing is inescapable in America. That's people are defending this guy because they know the consequence of what's going to happen. You know, the big announcers were not going to get the death penalty. This is not a death penalty case.
No.
This isn't premeditated murder, waiting outside, killing a guy, fucking eating his brains. This is not first degree murder. This is self-defense. This is what it is. Even if it's imperfect self-defense, it's probation, small jail sentence.
For sure.
Make it make sense. That's what it is.
What hood is this guy in that he has to bring a knife to school every goddamn day?
You never know.
What
you don't know.
Or you don't know how much he might have been bullied for real though.
Yeah.
Like this might not have been his first time being fucked with.
And that makes it even softer.
You know what I'm saying?
That makes it even fucking softer for me.
I got a question though. If the roles were the races were reversed, would the kid even get charges?
No. That's real. No.
God, of course, I think he gets charges.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe in a different time frame he doesn't. But there's too
I
much.
don't think he gets charged.
That's too much going on right now.
I don't think he gets charged. Because honestly, like all bullshit aside, this is for white people. This is self-defense all the time.
Yeah.
And it's not even going to be looked at any different.
And what? I understand.
Bro, what? Hold on,
wait.
We've literally seen.
That's not.
We've literally seen white.
Is.
We've literally seen cases of white people shooting people on the other side of the door, coming to get their stuff, and they're getting self-defense. You have these cases. You have cases all the time. White people get away with stuff. I always say there's nothing wrong with the law. It's just the law works different for different people.
Well, the law is unjust, is what it is. The execution of the law in terms of prosecution and sentencing is not equitable at all. It's race-driven. That's a fact. And that's why you have these outcomes. I think it's 100% reasonable to, if this was race reversed,
I don't see how,
kid,
man.
Yeah,
I don't see
that
how.
white kid would have walked.
I think the house thing is totally.
Or think about
talking about face-to-face altercation.
Okay, so what about remember when riots was going on and white kid in Wisconsin? He literally goes to another state and shoots people.
Yeah.
And doesn't get charged.
No charges.
This is what I'm saying.
In a riot, he kills 2 people in cold blood.
He deputized himself.
Yeah.
What is going on? Come on now.
If this is a white kid, he gets nothing.
They're calling it self-defense and boo-hoo. I think, honestly, the only thing that's saving this guy right now is them raising all this money for him to get like better defense and more publicity.
So showing the interest in publicity, so you can't just
money talks.
Yeah, you can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
if you got good enough attorneys, that's how you got the bail reduction. You know what I'm saying? Low level attorneys ain't making that shit happen.
Yeah, the longer you draw this out and the longer you have to paint the narrative stories and have the resources to do that, then you can mitigate this by making the longer you have to tell this kid's story. Why he was, felt the need to carry a knife, why he felt threatened by this particular guy. You have a better chance, and the money helps you buy that time.
He needs to be in prison for a really long time, and I just can't see how people don't understand that. Who's fucking carrying around a knife in their backpack every day just
probably a lot of people.
Just because.
Probably a lot of people are.
How many kids?
A lot of kids.
You seen it more, and honestly, I'm surprised it ain't a gun.
Because there's no longer. I mean, and for many years, there's not a notion of like fighting with fists. Like you don't know.
They do it all the time.
But you never know
and they
what
should
you're walking
do it
into.
More.
You don't know
Kids
what you're walking into
all the time. No, that's adults, man. That's
not
on an adult level. Kids fight all the time.
Yeah, up until they about 13, 14.
I encourage kids to fight more because there's always conflict as kids. Always. There's always something going on. Adults face less of those type of situations, way less of those situations than kids, because kids are shitty. But kids are shitty in like a youthful way. Like this is not anything major. You know what I mean? He's not like this is nuts, man.
Not for me.
This is nuts.
That's the reality though, man. These kids,
not even close.
These kids carry. Like I said, I'm surprised it wasn't a gun.
They just had a big melee at Evans.
Yes.
All hood kids, all in the trap, all in fucking. They live in the where fucking roaches and rats roll across their toenails every night. There was no knife or gun and nowhere in sight. There's like 40 against 40 kids that's fighting it out. Yes, just fight it out. Tomorrow we'll be okay. We get ISS. There's no fucking caskets rolling down Pine Hills Road. Come on, man. We don't need this. Why you gotta stab a mother? That's soft. Where your hands at, man? You're young. Where are your hands? Or walk away. It's okay. If you don't want to fight, it's okay. It's okay. I didn't fight until college. That's not true. I had to fight in Edenville. But regardless of any of that, you don't have to fight. There was other kids that did not fight. Walk away, get an adult. That's fine. But to feel like you have to carry a knife everywhere you go, something is wrong. Something is wrong. And that's
no, there's definitely something wrong. Nobody's disputing that. There's a reason why he feels that.
Something's wrong up here.
Could be.
It's not he doesn't have anything to feel in here because he doesn't have any of this. It's all up here. And anybody up here, it needs to be institutionalized. Put him in a mental house then. Put him somewhere. He doesn't need to be sending him home and sending him back to school with what, the same knife? Who's gonna stab next? The guy who takes his lunch tray? What are you guys talking about, man? He's just gonna let a guy back on the streets he just got off from stabbing this white kid who wanted to take the tent. What's next? He knows, oh damn, I can stab a motherfucker to death if they do anything to me.